Hey besties!
Hey,
Welcome back for another episode of the Hello Bestie podcast. I'm Maggie.
I'm Tashima.
Okay, so today we are discussing book 2 called The Amendment, and this is in Kirsten Moglen's The Arrangement series. So be sure to check out the first episode, The Arrangement. So this one is called The Amendment, and it basically opens after the arrangement ended. So just a quick recap. Ainsley and Peter are the main characters. Ainsley finds out that her husband is cheating on her, is basically a date rapist, but this is after deciding to make an arrangement where they can each date each other. They can each date other people, basically, within the marriage, and then all of these other things unfold. So at the end of that book, Ainsley finds out that he is a serial. This basically takes up with where their life is now. So I have a couple of reviews here. Now, no shade, but Tima and I both listened to this book, and we were kind of in agreement that the narration wasn't the best that we've heard in terms of cadence and how it was read, but a lot of people really love the narration.
Yeah.
So,
and that's just our personal preference.
Right.
I mean, she did a great job. It's just not what we would prefer.
Yeah. So I think it would be a safe bet for you guys to check out the audio because it seems to have rave reviews, honestly. But so someone said The Arrangement was probably my favorite book of 2021, and the sequel did not disappoint. The audiobook was short and sweet. The narrators totally nailed it again. As I said, lots of rave reviews for that. A 2-star review said, the writing, the storyline, everything about this book is cringy and absolutely unnecessary. I love the first book, but this was such a disappointment. Yeah.
Interesting.
So Goodreads has a total overall rating of 3.46 for this one. So what would you rate this book on a scale of 1 to 5 stars?
I feel like I would probably give it a 3.5.
I agree with that. I agree. A 3.5.
Yeah.
Good, short, sweet, to the point,
Right.
Interesting enough. Like, this book would be a good palate cleanser if you're kind of in a book slump, I think.
Yeah.
It's
and
not
not
too much
long
time invested.
where you'd have to commit to it for a long period of time. Like, this is that category where I usually am like, oh, if you're in the waiting room, like, of a doctor's appointment or something, or you're at a sports practice or game, like something where you just have some time. If you could just get through a book very easily, like, this is one of those books. I feel like
Kirsten Moglen does that a lot. All of her books are 7 hours or less audiobooks. They're very quick reads and lots of twists and turns and all of that. So I'd give it a 3.5 for sure.
Yeah, I think it definitely keeps you interested. Like, I don't think in listening to it there was ever a moment where I thought, wow, this is so boring. Can we get to the point? I feel just as the first book, things are always happening and there are a lot of plot twists throughout and you don't ever see them coming, in my opinion. I don't ever see them coming. So for that, I think it's enjoyable.
In terms of being a good sequel, did you feel like it followed the second book really well?
Yeah, and in that regard, yes.
I think so too. Yeah.
I feel like it was, I don't know, I think she did a good job.
Yeah.
It's just not something that I think outside of book club, just the story, I guess, itself is not something that I feel like if we didn't read part 2 for book club, I think I mentioned this in the first one, I would have been perfectly fine just leaving it where it was.
Right.
Even knowing that there were additional books coming after that, I was like, I could take it or leave it. Yeah. And that's kind of how I feel even now about the sequel.
So I know the last episode, not the last episode, but the first one, the first book club that we talked about this, kind of talked about how Ainsley was just going out of her way to try to keep a man. So seeing what unfolded in this book, what did you feel about that? Did it reinforce, like, why is she still with this man? Why can't she just leave him?
I think low-key, there's something dark in her as well that hasn't been addressed. As much as she's in denial about it, birds of a feather.
What was the first twist in it that did it for you?
In the amendment?
Yes.
What was the first twist?
For me, I don't know if it was a twist, but it was the first, like, oh, here we go, when they go to meet the therapist. Well, first I thought it was weird how they busted out laughing outside the therapist's office. That was really giving, y'all are crazy. And she in particular is crazy for being here and dealing with this. But the whole fencing thing I thought was really weird. Why choose that word?
That's where I thought, I'm like, why are we doing this though? Like, where they kind of sort of changed their names and then they were referring to him being a rapist as being a fencer. And the therapist is like, I don't really understand what's happening here. This clearly is a euphemism for something else. Like, that to me felt kind of stupid. Like, you really blatantly insulting the intelligence of somebody who is supposed to be professional.
It was really off the wall. Use a sex addiction, use gambling, use something.
Right.
Fencing is just so far left to where it's a very niche thing.
Yeah.
It would automatically send up red flags.
That wouldn't cause your spouse to be upset that you're spending all of your time doing this thing and that you feel you have to hide it because it makes her upset. That wouldn't make any sense. You could have used gambling for sure.
Right. But when they left and it's like, so can we kill her? That was the first time I said, okay, this chick is really low self-esteem. There's not that much wanting to keep a family together in the entire world.
Yeah. And for her to say no, like, I don't know. That part definitely was kind of like, okay. Something sinister is afoot.
So after that, we kind of find out, like, Ainsley is, aside from knowing he's a known date rapist, stayed with him. Now, let's murder people together because I know that you have this thing in you that you need to feed. And if that's going to make you happy, then hey, I'll go ahead and go in this with you too because I want to experience this as well.
What?
Crazy.
Says no one ever.
Says no one ever until they find out the coach is sending their daughter inappropriate videos of himself and that there are actually rumors that he is sleeping with a girl on her dance team.
Right.
What did you think about that when they decided to move forward with the plan? Because that felt like, killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those things where I think you get those gray areas of like vigilante justice. It's hard to say, no, they should have never done that because,
I felt really bad when she was talking to her daughter and, her daughter was opening up to her and telling her everything that happened. And, did he ever send you any pictures? No, he didn't. And then she went through her daughter's phone later and found out that he had, which she's like, I can understand why she wouldn't have wanted to talk to me. And speaking of mother-daughter conversations, what did you think of Ainsley's mom?
It made sense. She didn't fall far from that tree. She's cut from the exact same cloth as much as she doesn't want to admit it. Not when it comes to her children, but definitely when it comes to her marriage.
Yeah, trying to control everything and do all of that because you could tell that she's kind of trying to be the cool parent in a way that her mom wasn't, but she still has those controlling things. And they talk about Peter and how, what did you think of his backstory?
The whole thing with Jim, I thought was, I don't know, low-key unrealistic. But I don't know how you could say anything like that would be realistic. It's just how he was forced into that situation. And he's like, do it now. Like, I don't know. It's like the using peer pressure to get somebody to do to essay someone to prove their loyalty.
That's crazy.
In college seems bizarre. I guess I could have seen it sort of possible. If I had to rewrite it, I would have made it a situation where Jim was maybe an uncle or a coach or a family friend that he used to spend summers with, and he walked in on this sort of situation where there was a bigger age difference, where Jim could have more influence over somebody who was impressionable, such as a 14-year-old saying,
I see what you mean.
It's okay. Go ahead and do it. This proves your loyalty to me. Where somebody who's at that age of like this feels morally wrong. However, this person is taking care of me and loves me, and why should I question them? And I want them to be proud of me. And then fall into that kind of a cycle. But somebody who's in college, I just feel like you have more of that independent thought process to be like, yeah, no.
She did try to play him out to be someone who wasn't popular and that wanted to be liked and wanted to have friends. And that's probably why, to your point, to gain some credibility for like, why though?
Maybe, I guess. It just, I'm like, that's a whole grown man. What
right.
do you mean?
Right.
Prove my loyalty for you? For what?
Yeah. So that's,
yeah. And then,
crazy
you know,
and
just
sick.
Jim coming in and saying, oh, well, you know, don't forget, I built you this secret little hideaway, and now I'm coming to cash in on the secret I've been keeping for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of blackmailing him, but he can do what I didn't understand is why, what's her husband's name again?
Peter.
Mm-hmm. Why Peter was so afraid of him when they have dirt on each other.
That's what I didn't understand too.
Like,
it's like, come on, man, are you going to tell on me? You have things to tell on him too.
Everybody knows where all the bodies are buried.
Right.
So why are you making it seem like he's got so much leverage over you?
Right.
He doesn't. And that part was frustrating. That back and forth of like, I need to keep something here, and then it turns into this, and then more and more packages, and all. I was just like, okay, this is just getting a little. I think that part for me, I was just like, okay, let's just get past this.
When he told Peter, like, I want a night with Ainsley, I wasn't surprised, but I was just like, damn, he's got balls.
Yeah.
Like, he for real has zero respect for you to even come at you like that. He thinks you're a major...
Your wife.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And I guess I was surprised at the plot twist with Peter going over there to end him.
Oh, and her
Jim
luring him
like,
there?
Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away.
Right.
And then trying to go and like basically take it with his wife.
Right.
Ugh.
Ainsley said, not today.
Yeah. She handled that like a G.
When it said that he had stepped on the plastic, that's when I figured, okay, she planned this out. But when she first let him in, I was literally aggravated. What are you doing? You don't let some man in your house while your husband is gone. And not to say that she would deserve anything that happened to her, but one of those, don't do stupid things like that.
Right. But especially when your husband wasn't really trying to have you two communicate with each other to begin with.
Yeah, he didn't even want you shaking his hand.
Yeah.
And she didn't shake his hand either. She thought something was off too.
He's like salivating while he's looking at you.
I did respect that about Ainsley because she could definitely see things before. Like, she peeped game really quick.
She did.
And she typically had good plans and all of that. But, you know.
I like when he got back there and she was like, I handled it. Like, let's take care of part B. You can go ahead and show me how to do that part. But the rest of it, I got that.
Right.
And he's like, what? Yeah, like, it's fine. Like, she just was very matter-of-fact about how everything.
So. Them hooking up after, like, burying him and all that was so weird. It wasn't surprising. I was just very grossed out. Y'all are sick.
Yeah.
You're both sick.
They deserved each other.
To be turned on by that. For real.
Yeah.
I didn't really know, and maybe they described it in the first book and I just forgot. I guess I didn't really understand how Peter looked. It wasn't until she said that when Jim walked in that he was better looking than her husband in the traditional sense. And that kind of gave me like, okay, so Peter's just aight. So when he's talking to the therapist and he's just making these comments like, I know she wants me and she wants this. And I was like, he really thinks which is crazy. The guy who's walking around fizzing up drinks really thinks people really want him in that way. And that's a whole personality defect.
The way that my impression of him from the first book was that, like, he's good looking. Like, nice haircut, in shape, you know, good looking. But Jim seemed like he would be, compared to Peter, he would probably be more of like bad boy looking, which is like the forbidden fruit good looking, like sexy as opposed to handsome.
Right.
I guess that's the way, like, in my
That makes
brain,
sense. Yeah,
I
can see
envisioned
that.
them. Especially with him being a contractor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Peter's a lawyer. So their whole aesthetic, in my mind, I pictured very differently.
Yeah.
Like, Peter's wearing button-downs. Jim's wearing, like, jeans and plaid shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I know, it's very stereotypical, but that's how I pictured it.
So with him, like, locking old girl up, what did you think about
The
that
therapist?
whole scenario? Yeah, like the therapist getting with him in the first place, and
I gasped.
yeah.
So them starting to have an affair, I wasn't surprised.
Mm-hmm.
And then them going to her separately, I was just kind of like, what are we doing here? And why is she being so messy? But then when you find out that they're having an affair, it's kind of like, I guess that makes sense. But then when you find out she's locked up, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
No, like, why? How? Yeah, I felt so bad for her.
I did too. When he made that comment, you know, they all start with
Bargaining and like trying
yes.
to seduce their way to being let free and all of that, and like how she was positioned. I just, my heart broke for her.
He's like, and now here she is. I broke her just like I break everybody. And that's like some real psychological.
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's some crazy stuff.
And that's the first time I think we saw him at work in that area. So I guess I didn't realize in the first book that he was actually taking people there like alive. I thought that he was working there and they were unalived.
I thought so too.
I
thought that was just like where he hid people,
pleasure palace,
hid his trinkets, and basically all the evidence of what I did is going to be here, but it's not physically where
like,
I'm
this is
doing
a shrine
the dirt.
Where I go to worship and I keep my tools.
Yeah,
not like you're actually bringing people here, and that this room is soundproof and they're here for like a really long time. And then till she started talking about she can always tell because he starts acting like he starts being away really a long time and really distant, not wanting to be intimate, and it's like for months.
Yeah, he was like, let's see how I feel in a few months. And she's like, wait, what?
Whoa. Amazingly crazy.
Yeah. And yeah, the whole... You had a whole like place in your woods in the back where you have all these bodies buried, literally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which seems really close for comfort that you would just do that. Like, I don't know. It just seems really messy.
Yeah.
To have all of this evidence just there.
And then you got Stefan under the porch. So now it's at your actual home. Yeah, girl. Just crazy. So what'd you think about the twist at the end?
I was...
Did you think Peter... Okay, so with Ainsley deciding to basically kill Peter, which I'm just like, just divorce him. Like, she just goes to such extremes.
Yeah.
Just such extremes. And then she made a comment. I wish I would have bookmarked it or wrote it down, but she said, better be a widow than a divorcee with like 2.5 kids and a dog or something like that. And I was thinking, no? Really?
Don't they have 3 kids?
They do, but I think she said 2. I think she was just like alluding to a stereotype type American of thing. Yeah.
I felt it was really unnecessary for her to do that. I didn't see the point in it, but I guess she was acting out of anger. I don't know.
But she planned it out how she tried to plan out everything, though. Yeah. Taking the kids and, I'm going to tell them this and that. And when she's at the beach with them and she's like, let's talk to your dad about, I was like, this bitch is cold as hell.
And like setting a timer and an email to go out about this. And I was just like, wow, like you really, really thought all of this through. And then when her phone rang, I was like,
yeah,
checkmate.
That was good.
That was a really good ending.
It was. He just sent her a photo of what was it, the floor plan of the room that he was in,
Yeah.
showing the secret exit.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. So
we'll see. To be continued.
Gotta be awkward to try to kill someone and then they're
alive.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. And now you're kind of like, oh, snap.
You really thought you were gonna run off with your kids and you get to go be happy now, but
what did you think about her ending the therapist before he had an opportunity, like taking that away from him?
I thought it was crazy that he said that probably stung the most, and I was like, out of bed, like that's what stung you the most.
Yeah.
But that just really showed. See, I don't know. Like I think Ainsley had something dark in her for sure, but logically, I feel like you could kind of. I'm not saying I'm making an excuse for what she did, but like crimes of passion. Like Peter was just going and just finding innocent people that never did anything to him and doing horrible things. Like she did it to the coach because he was trying to basically attempting to molest their daughter and was molesting her friend. So she knew he was totally capable of it. And this chick was, you know, supposed to be a therapist to her, but you're banging my husband in the background. And so I don't know. Like she just didn't seem like she did it out of cold blood. It was in anger for sure, like a crime of passion, basically. So,
and also,
I think it was a dig at him too.
I was fine, and then you took me down this path of all of this, and I blame this on you.
Yeah.
So I could kind of see her wanting to get rid of him, just out of, I would have been normal had it not been for all of this. You did this.
Yeah.
You know. How do you feel about how long she sat on knowing? Because that's where you really find out, like, how far back it went. Like, before they even had kids. Like, you just...
Yeah, wasn't she pregnant with her daughter when, or just had the baby or something?
Something. It was early enough that why did you stay? It's kind of like, okay, well, we had kids because I thought it would make everything better, and what? He's a murderer.
Yeah, I don't know how she could go up to him and just act like she didn't know that she knew that about him for all that time.
Yeah.
Just really sounds like playing the long game for whatever reason. But I do think part of her really just wanted her marriage to work that bad. And that's really sad.
That seems crazy.
It is crazy. That is really sad. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I was really disgusted by that. Really disgusted by that because... Girl, have some self-respect.
So there is another one, right?
Yeah, there's one more.
Oh, okay. Good.
The Atonement, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, well. Ugh.
Maybe.
Again, it's like one of those things, I mean, I'm sure for the Bessies we'll take care of that one too. But again, where it ends, I feel like I could take it or leave it.
Really? Like I feel like she does such good cliffhangers. Like I had to read them back to back to back.
Yeah. I'm not... I think maybe also because each book we find out more backstory on the characters. So it's not in one fell swoop that you can, at least for me, I'm not heavily invested in them.
Yeah.
Where I feel a pull to more towards one than the other. Like she does a really good job of making you kind of not like them both for, obvious reasons. So I'm kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say I'm interested in the story itself, the storyline, but not the characters. Like I don't really like them enough to care about what happens to them, but I'm just intrigued about the storyline. Like where is she gonna go with this? So it's more of that than anything else.
Even though he is, a murderer, I still don't like or hate either one of them to an extreme. Yeah. I think they're kind of both stupid and whiny, but very creative, I guess. And, like this little cat and mouse thing that they have going on with each other. So if they get back together where they're trying to do this happily ever after stuff in the third book, I'm going to be really annoyed.
I feel like a lot of books are really giving Gone Girl undercurrents and...
This book kind of reminded me of, oh my gosh, what's the book that we just did?
Pretty Girls?
No. I think it was your pick, where the doctor who was like obsessed with blood and his girlfriend from high school was,
the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddie McFadden.
Yeah. That's what it kind of reminds me of, is like their relationship with each other, like being super toxic, but they deserve each other because they're clearly both unwell.
Right.
So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. All right, besties. So let us know your thoughts down below if you have any book recommendations for us, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.